Live Yaku.
Hi guys, how are you doing? Thank you for the like. How is your Wednesday, guys? Thank you so much for joining. Let's like the live, guys, as well as we can subscribe, and I'm going to appreciate. If this is your first time, guys, consider subscribing. I'm here with my friend.
Hello. How are you?
I'm here with my friend Kush. He is called Man Kush. Happy Wednesday, guys. Thank you, guys. How are you doing? How are you doing, guys? Thank you for the like. Thank you also for subscribing if this is your first time in this platform, guys. Mark Cook 6th. Thank you. How are you, Mark? Yes.
Habari ya sai?
Photo.
Najua nikisema studio
Yes.
huwa pia kuna watu wa cyber. So hapa ndani sijui kama
Passport or my neighbor here. I don't know if he is there.
hapa naona imefunga.
Amefunga. Unaweza enda kwa cyber?
Cyber kwa wapi?
Naona huyo mzee mwenye anashona hapo. Just ask him where the cyber is. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Thank you guys for the likes. How are you doing today? Mark, how are you doing today?
How are you? I'm good, and you? I'm good. I ain't got food. Wakihana kuolekea tumetikire. Kana no wetikira uria kwa.
Thank you guys for so many likes. 6 likes, guys. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you. Guys, you can contribute by voting, you know. Let's vote, guys. We can also contribute to our today's topic. Thank you, guys. You can contribute by voting. Our question today is very simple. Have you ever heard of fatal love stories, and why are they increasing, guys? Have you ever heard of fatal love stories, and why are they increasing, guys? Let me know if you have heard of such. Maybe two lovers killing each other. Let me know if you have heard of that, or maybe you have an experience maybe of two lovers that killed themselves, because I have realized that that's a current trend whereby young people, they are dying in terms of fatal love stories. Let me know, guys. You can vote. Let's vote. If you have ever heard of fatal love stories, and before maybe I explore on some of the key reasons why probably we are having what we are calling fatal love stories. Lovers killing each other. You know. Mm. So let's vote, guys. It's either yes or no. Gisembe, hi too. How are you doing today, guys? Thank you for joining. Let's like the live, and as always, if this is your first time, consider subscribing. Thank you so much for that like. Wow, my volume, I never realized that my volume was a little bit low, but I think now it's okay, guys. So let me know if you have ever heard of fatal love stories where maybe lovers have killed themselves, or one lover has killed maybe the other partner. Thank you so much for the love emojis. Whoa, Rose, breaking news. Today we just lost an icon. Yeah, I agree. Today we just lost an icon. Raila Odinga, he was just an icon, guys. We are mourning here in Kenya, as Rose has said. We are in great shock that we just lost an icon, guys. We just lost an icon, a true statesperson, and a guy who really fought for the liberation of our nation. So, guys, today we are more traumatized that we just lost a hero. Yeah, we just lost a hero. That's one of the key news that has kept us low today, guys. All the same, our condolences to the family, and we wish that that his soul may rest in eternal peace. He was such a very, very good man, a man who changed the entire political course in our country. But I think God saw that this was his time, and there is nothing that we could have done about it. So we really want to pray that may God grant the entire family peace during this hard, trying moment. Thank you so much, guys. So that's at the point where we are. We just lost an icon. Raila Odinga was just a well-known icon throughout Africa. His political career and his work in the entire of Africa just showcases the kind of man that Raila Odinga was. So, guys, here in Kenya, we are all traumatized and we are all shocked by the news. And, we pray that God will grant us peace and strength to keep on moving on. So, guys, back to our topic. Have you ever realized what we call fatal love story. Fatal love story. I can see people are saying yes. I can see people are saying yes. So guys, fatal love stories are in prison, and they are linked with what we may call a combination of social, psychological, and social and psychological combinations. Hmm? A lot of social factors are really contributing to what we are calling a fatal, kind of a relationship, where maybe lovers are killing themselves. Hmm? And one of the key reasons, or some of the key reasons, why we are having such increase in the fatal love stories is all about the cultural influence. The social media has also widely contributed, guys. You know, the social media has also widely contributed to these fatal love stories. This is to an extent where maybe you just want to like I was hearing of a certain story of a certain guy who was trying to compare. She was trying to compare uh, her social life with what she sees on the social media. Unfortunately, she didn't understand that most of the things that are done on the social media, some of them are really fabricated, you know. And in the process, wow, the girl went into depression, and after going into depression, you know, she, things turned to be different, and then she pressured, her boyfriend, and at the end of the day, things didn't work out very well for both of them, and the boyfriend at the end of the day killed the lady, you know, because we haven't, most people have not really uh, been able to understand that some of the key things that we see on the social media are really fabricated. And therefore, once maybe we want to have a kind of a certain lavish lifestyle that we see on the social media, thank you so much for the like. Some kind of a lavish maybe lifestyle that we see on the social media, if you are not able to understand that the entire thing might be fabricated, and then maybe you start pressuring your lover, or maybe your husband or your wife, it will reach at a point where maybe you are going to disagree, and then in the process you may find that probably maybe you have killed, or one of you have really killed the other person, which is a thing that is really happening within our social setting. Similarly, socially, we are living in a very complex social world. Yeah, we are living in a very complex social world, that is marked with a lot of issues. We are having a lot of economic turmoils. This is where people are really saying, what, I can feel the economy is not working. And if the economy is not working, and then maybe on the other hand you are trying maybe to pressure your partner, then you just find that maybe the couples just start having what we may call some petty fight, and in the process you never know, there are some fight that really escalate to a point whereby you just find that even partners are killing the other partners. And also in terms of political, I remember there was a time we had an election, and the wife was supporting a certain political outfit. The husband on the other hand was also supporting another political outfit. Unfortunately, the political outfit that the husband was supporting didn't win, you know. And just having, and in the process, the wife just had a conversation with the husband about how they lost, what, but she didn't understand that the husband was not entirely okay, when his political outfit won. And in the process, fight ensued, and it became fatal in such a way that the lady was hit in the head, and then she got what we call the blood clot, and that's how she died. When the entire thing was investigated, it was all about the political difference. The same thing, I have heard a lot of stories about young men and women killing each other, maybe because of football. Maybe you are supporting Man U, and maybe your partner is supporting Arsenal. you know so each and every time maybe Man U is beaten Arsenal, you know and in the process of having that kind of a discourse of how maybe the team is losing each and every time, you might find that there is one partner maybe who is not so okay with the entire story. And in the process, it may look as if it is a joke at the first instance, but at the end of the day, you may find that maybe the stories may escalate to a certain point where it may even lead to what we may call the fatal cases. The other issue is all about the issue of cheating. You know, as we said, we live in a very, very complex world whereby social media have dominated our spaces. Yeah, you just find that maybe the husband is using the TikTok, maybe is using Facebook, is using another application, and you just find maybe in the process, maybe this guy is just maybe chatting with just some friends, but in the process, maybe the wife does not really understand that this is just a normal chat. And in the process, the wife may become very, very offended to an extent where maybe you may start fighting, and in the process you may not even understand on how you partners you might kill each other in the context that maybe one of the partners may be perceived to be cheating on the other. I have also seen the same, especially when two partners, when they go and fight these people on the street who do what we call the street sanitization. You know, that's another story for another day. But you always find that in the process of being sanitized, there is that one partner, who is always perceived to be cheating. And the other partner is so bitter to an extent that they always say, what you have done, I think I'm going to do it the same in the same measure, so that you can feel what I have felt. And in the process, you just find that fight really ensues between the two partners. So social media influence, as we have said, has really transformed the way, the way we interact, the way we perceive things, and even the entire way of how we interact with others. And in the process, social media has really contributed to what we are calling fatal, to fatal love stories. Other things is that we are not able currently to focus on what we call the authenticity. This is whereby you just find that, as I said, so many stories are always fabricated. A lot of issues are very polished on how people live. Like we have what we call the online couples. There are some couples whereby you just find people saying, those are my role models, the way they live. But we are not able to understand that those are things that are done uh, behind but there are some things that are done behind the camera that you may not even like about those partners. And therefore, due to our nature of not understanding that we have what we call the authentic lifestyle, we may tend to copy on what maybe our favorite couples are doing, and in the process we just find that it is not even working on our side. And in the process, if we are not able to appreciate that maybe things are very different from what maybe we initially perceived, then you may find that maybe you have your partner, but each and every time you are fighting. And in the process of that fight, you may find things might escalate to an extent whereby we are really even killing each other, thinking that our partners maybe are not doing the right thing. Psychologically, we have what we call a lot of risks. We have maybe some of our life stories, some of our life love stories. Some of them are so sad. They are so sad to an extent that if you listen to some of them, some of them are really very tragic in such a way that they are full of what we may call the immense emotions, you know. And in the process, if people do not understand the kind of stories or maybe from the past that we have been, they may take us in the long way. And in the process, maybe if you find a partner and maybe you have not really disclosed on the kind of experiences on the past, maybe love history that you had, they may not even be able to understand you. And in the process, maybe when they come and understand that maybe you are different, you are a totally different person, then the story may change. And I have seen that the love stories are always triggered by some of these what I may say petty issues that maybe are not disclosed by the partners. And in the process, you may find that even the trust that was there, it may no longer be there. And in the process, you may find that there are some couples that are really being offended by maybe their partners not being able to understand them, and it may even lead to what we are calling to tragic love story. We have what we are calling the tragedy paradox, guys. This is where research has shown that those that are in love and maybe they have remained authentic to each other, their level of happiness tend to increase, unlike those people that tend to conceal some information and they are not really disclosing that information to their partners. That's what we are calling the tragedy paradox, guys. I think it's also really doing what we are calling affecting the way we see things from the love point of view. And in the process, it may, Corinne, bonjour, how are you doing today? How are you doing today, Corinne? Corinne, I'm fine. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Oh, this one should be French. Comment verse 2. Verse 2. Yeah, that is it, guys. We also have what we call persistent gender inequality. This is another thing that is really increasing what we are calling fetal love stories. This is where you just find that we have what we call persistent gender inequalities, and in the process, it really affects a lot of women. And one of the key things that I have seen due to the entire gender inequality, we have, we have been in societies whereby men always feel supreme, and in the process, because of what we call the gender inequalities, the norms, and the patriarchal, the gender inequalities and patriarchal norms that really grant men the essence of being the head and being able to control some of the key decisions. In the process, we always feel men always feel that when women make these decisions, maybe without their maybe without their input, they always feel very, very offended. And in the process of feeling offended, uh, and in the process of feeling offended, you just find that if they have what we may call some differences, then I think it really leads to what we are calling fatal love case stories. I have always heard of men trying to beat their wives, in the sense that they are more supreme, in the sense that they feel that they have the entire what we call the control. And in the process, they some of them, they think that maybe they are just trying to discipline their wives, and in the process, the entire story may turn to be very ugly to an extent whereby you just find that maybe even they are killing their wives. Inadequate institutional response. I think here in African context, we are having a lot of system failures, especially during the justice system. That we have a form of justice system in some cases whereby it's not very, very comprehensive, especially when it's addressing some of these stories that are linked maybe with the family matters. And in the process, due to that weakness in our law, then you just find that maybe one group, or maybe one sex, it's always exploited without having any good reason, which is a thing that is also causing a lot of fatalities within our family's context. So guys, that's another key thing that is really increasing violence within our social settings. Poverty and economic instability also do contribute to what we are saying today about the love, also contribute immensely to the fatal cases, to the fatal love stories. This is where maybe you find that a certain family is living in an extreme level of poverty, you know, and unemployment is there, and maybe they have what we may call the limited economic opportunities, and in the process maybe they are in a relationship with kids, or maybe even two partners, and you may find because of that strange kind of a relationship, uh, any form of trigger may even lead to what we call a lot of uh, a lot of a lot of angry fight maybe between couples, and in the process the entire relationship really leads to what we are calling some fatal kind of love story within a family setting. Glorification of abuse behavior. Yeah, we have some culture, or we have some culture that really glorify that maybe disciplining someone is a good thing. Yeah, we have also what we call the erotic kind of possessiveness and control of romantic passion. You know, this is where maybe you really want to control your partner in an extreme way, to an extent that you really want to understand what they did, why they did it, you know, and in the process of that, you always ensue what we call family fight. And in the process of ensuing family fight, they may also be angered by your behavior, maybe of your behavior of being over possessive, and in the process you may find that even you might be leading to some of the fatal cases, maybe within your family setting, which is a very long thing. So the key thing, as we keep on preparing maybe some of these behaviors on how maybe we should be controlling our love stories and our love histories, I think it should be done in moderation, in such a way that even if maybe one has gone maybe astray, there are no chances of us maybe tending to discipline the other partner. And this one, I think it's going to lead to what we call a sustainable form of relationship. Escalation of abuse, they are also there in relationship. This is where over time you become, you start. This is where it's like a kid who is literally tending to walk. Today you start with a small thing, tomorrow the other day, so we keep on advancing, and most of these partners, they are all old people. Yeah, they are all mature people, and so in the process, if we keep on advancing on how we are going to abuse the other partner, we may never know what they are thinking behind their mind. And therefore, you just find that some partners, maybe there is a certain partner who is used to beating the other partner, or maybe there is a partner who is used maybe to doing something wrong to the other partner. And when time comes, what we call the payback time comes, then you just find that that partner is so prepared to an extent that they might even kill you. I have heard of stories whereby husband was always drunk, and the husband would always come at night and would always just start some fight with the wife, just from nowhere, you know. And there was this time that the husband came as usual. He started the fight. He was drunk, and the wife didn't have such a very good day, and in the process, the wife just in the process the wife, in the process of trying to defend herself from that fight, she used what we may call the knife, and in the process, she just found that she killed the husband. And this is a true story of a certain lady who is in the corridors of justice. I think the lady was, the lady really killed the man. And when she was really asked about the entire story, uh, she she just said that it was something that just came from the blues. she just found herself taking the knife in the process of trying to defend herself, and in that context she just found that she had stabbed the man with 9 knives. You can imagine the kind of extreme anger that really had. So escalation of abuse, it is there among some love partners, and therefore that's another way that we should be very, very careful if we really want to reduce these fatal love stories. The other issue is all about the mental issues. A lot of young couples, this one is for young couples and for lovers, maybe those that do not have kids, they are really, a lot of young people are really facing what we call the mental health issues. We are having a lot of depressive issues. Someone is not employed, someone is facing this challenge and that and that and that. Others, we even have what we call the disorders like the personality disorder, or others may even have what we call suicidal ideations. They have an idea of how maybe they want to contemplate suicide, but in the process they are not even open to their partners, and therefore anytime their partner trigger them, you just find that they react in such a very, very defensive way, in such a way that you just find that they kill their partner. So mental issue is another key thing that so many people are passing, but unless people talk it out, I think it's also increasing, and it's also leading to what we are calling enhancement of what we call the fatal love cases. The desire for control is another thing among the partners. I think I really expounded on this. This is where a certain partner really want to be in power, and in the process of being in power and control, that partner always tends to control the other one. And when the other partner is not okay, he or she is always acting in a very defensive manner, to an extent that they may harm even their partner. And in the process, you might just find that the fatal attraction, really led them to killing their partner. Some other partners are very obsessive and they are very delusional. This is where you just find that we have some partners that are really obsessed with the other partner. They really want to track what they are doing. They really want to have a schedule on what they should do, their do's and their don'ts. And in the process of the other partner deviating from what they are really deluding, then you just find that you know they act in a very, very severe way that might even harm the other partner. Breakdown in social connection, I think this one is also immensely contributing to fatal love stories. People nowadays, life has become very, very personalized in such a way that people are not talking out about what they are passing, what they are experiencing in their daily lives, and in the process, life has become very, very individualistic in such a way that even if maybe you are passing some issues, you really want to reserve themselves onto you. People are really, really dying slowly inside. I think that's the language that is being used today. And in the process, because we have become so formal in such a way that we want to conceal even those some of the key issues that we are really facing. Anytime maybe you are triggered by someone else, maybe you are loved, maybe your lover, or what you may call maybe your family, or whichever person may interrupt you, then you just find that maybe they may become defensive, and in the process of becoming defensive, you may find that all the baggage, all the issues that they had, all the issues they had inside, they really put it onto you, and in the process they just kill you. So guys, those are some of the key things that have really led to what we call increased fetal cases. And all these increase in fetal cases, they are so tragic in such a way that they have heightened what we may call the fetal cases. So guys, I think that's good for today. I have always, guys, said that each and every comment really matters, each and every support really matters. Let's meet tomorrow, same place, same time, and may God bless you guys.